Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. It's a lot going on out here, but that's neither here nor there. Tonight's episode of The Unfiltered Truth is featuring one of my favorite people, Eric, aka E-Rock. Say hi to the people, them.
What's up, people, them?
Say hi. Say hi to the people, them.
What's happening?
We got a couple of topics we wanted to touch on tonight. So we're going to jump right into topic one. How do you feel? Matter of fact, introduce yourself. Tell the people what you do.
So what I do is I basically get to them on wax and I body niggas on wax. I tell an unfiltered truth on wax.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And, I'm a storyteller, which actually turns out to be facts. So anybody out there that's listening to this so-called music and they talking about Lambos, Ferraris, and all this other stuff that they don't have, cap. Now we just want to jump into it. That's just that.
Okay, so I consider myself an artist as well. You know, I have a couple books out. I do my clothing line when I have time. So I wanted to talk to you about social media support. So
That's a good topic.
how
right
do
there.
you feel about your personal pages? Like, you have your music page, you have your personal page.
Mm-hmm.
You share stuff, I share stuff. I share your things, you share mine. I have never had to ask you. So I've always held you at a high regard in that, I don't know the word right now.
So what I
Pretty
feel
much,
like,
yeah.
personally speaking, right? If you have something going on, you got the unfiltered truth going on, right? It's within my duty as your friend and and I'm gonna take it there, part of the black community, because we don't do this enough to support each other, to share it takes but a second to share your shit, to hit the share button.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Whether it's to your story, whether it's to your profile, whatever. But at the end of the day, I feel like we don't do that enough with each other because we're in secret competition, right? Meanwhile, and I said I wasn't going to take it there and get to the politics and all that stuff or whatever, but when you actually think about it, you got the Jews, you got the whites, you got the Africans, you got the Chinese.
Talk about it.
That have their own spots that's doing things. Like, cause if you walk down Flatbush, or you walk down 125th, or you walk down whatever main strip in any borough, from clothes to oils, they'll tell you, oh, we don't got that, but my man got it up the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I feel about it. So I feel like if you're not promoting the next artist, or you're not promoting the next entrepreneur, period, that's just pure hate. That's just how I look at it. Because you shouldn't be threatened by the next person, or, you know what I'm saying, if you got 100% faith in what you're doing, then you might just want to just share the shit. That's how I look at it, like, you know what I mean?
I respect that. And the reason I brought it up is because, like I said, I have my things going on. I had my clothing for a while. I ended up stopping because it was costing too much and I wasn't getting everything off. And I was just looking at the things that people that I follow share all day, every day.
Right.
And they share it with me. Like,
Right.
people send me memes, they send me gifts, they send me funny things all day. And it's like, okay, but when I released my hats, I released my sweaters, my this, my that, no share. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people purchased from me, which I love that. Like, I respected that. But it was like, okay, but what about your audience? Like, can I target your audience as well? And I don't know if it's hate or it's just like, well, I bought a hat, so
Nah,
it doesn't matter.
You know what I think it is too? I think people have the potential. To really see how far your business can go, right? And when they see that, they look at it like, oh nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no funny, right? They look at it like, oh nah.
It's true, and it's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy to me.
This shit gonna take off. Like, they be having conversations like this with their mates, with their peoples, like, yo, I ain't going front. Like, they could be bigging you up too and all that, and know that you got some real shit going on. But they're on some, nah, like, have you seen, like, shorty shit? Nah, I think her shit really gonna take flight, bro. But you know, we got this shit going on. But that's really my people's. Like, I fuck with her, but I don't want her to think I'm a hater. You got those sideline conversations that really take place like that. So, what do? Keep it official. Because what people don't realize, right? And this is people of integrity, right? Like myself and Christine, right? This is people of integrity, right? If I got something that's not popping, right? But I know the next person business is popping, I'ma hinder him to put more on y'all, which y'all not liking it. So I'm gonna produce more of what y'all don't like versus what y'all do like, because I don't want him to get the shine.
Makes no sense.
Nah, I'm gonna promote my mans. Or I'm gonna promote my sis. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you put somebody on, they're gonna put you on. That's how you keep it going.
A lot of people don't think.
What's that
like
emoji? What's that emoji that be floating around?
The thought emoji.
Right?
But there's a lot of people in our generation, our time, that don't think like that. It's like me, and that's where I feel like we are right now. I got into that mode at one point where it was like, I just want to promote myself, because there was times where Black History Month would come, and I would promote people every day, and then some people would just like it, some people would share it, and it was like me boosting myself, but also trying to help people. Like, it wasn't really more so for the, oh, I want people to share my page. So, because that does nothing. Me sharing something for you does nothing for my page. If people just look at your story and like it, or they just keep scrolling, or whatever the situation is.
Right.
And that's when I started realizing, I'm like, damn, I'm doing this by myself, and people aren't even thinking like, oh shit, she's doing this to help me, she's doing this to help us. But a lot of people don't look at things that way, and I'm not
gonna think of it that way.
That's why I stopped.
A lot of entrepreneurs, or a lot of I give the due respect and say a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs, right? They have $1 million ideas, but every idea is not meant to pop, just like that. Sometimes you need a booster.
That's true.
Right? You need somebody that has the clout. Right? Not saying that you're a clout chaser, but if you're, that's how we pick each other up.
No, that's true.
So if I have the clout, or if she has the clout, and whatever I'm doing is not gaining as much traction, what she's gonna do? She's gonna promote it, which is gonna bring the attention over here. If I have the clout and she doesn't have the clout, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna promote it. It's gonna bring attention over there. You know what I mean? Prime example. You know what I mean? She's, her background is West Indies. You know what I mean? I'm from the American flag, right? So at the end of the day, I like soul food. She like the tropics, right? So boom. If I'm good with the soul food, not everybody's gonna want soul food. Not everybody's gonna like it. Some people's gonna request different things. They're gonna want the plantains. They're gonna want the oxtail. They're gonna want the jerk. They're gonna want the curry. They're gonna want. All right.
That's crazy, because I actually like macaroni and cheese, yams, and jerk chicken. But I have to go to three different spots.
Mixed with the tropics. Okay, cool. We can
I have to go to three different.
I know. We might go into business. Come on, wait. You just
that's off air. That's off air.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll discuss that. We'll talk paperwork after that. Okay, cool. Right? But back to what I was originally saying, like, if I have something that she doesn't have, or she has something that I don't have, by prime example, not everybody's gonna gravitate to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push it off on each other. Boom, 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 boom. To get the traction. To get the traction. That's it. What's going to happen over time is the names is going to grow. It's going to grow. But when you don't have that, when you don't have that type of support, and you have that type of hate,
it's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing. But that's that's honestly, I feel like the world we're in now, where everybody's in a competition and there's no unity anymore. There's barely loyalty. Like there's barely integrity out here. So it's like you can't. And my biggest problem is trying to see people for who they are and who they're pretending to be. Like, I actually want to jump into the next topic because we wanted to talk about like the spiritual world and that type of thing, right? So the reason I say that is because I've said it before on this podcast. I don't know if you saw that episode, but I said like I see people's auras, and people think like, again, I'm Caribbean, you know, so it's weird, like, yeah, whatever. And it's like, no, like I really do. And it's like, you can see that people have split personality. Everybody, you know, they always say like, oh, we have two sides, or some people have three, four,
don't get
multiple.
Don't get misconstrued. This ain't bipolar, it's schizophrenia.
Not anything to do with that type of situation, but I've always been able to see that. And like, I'll tell people, like, even at work, like, I'll be like, I don't like this person. And it's hard for me to not like people. So when I say I don't like somebody, there is something in their spirit that I don't like.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap. We've had many like private conversations and stuff like that, and it's only to now to where I'm really getting it, and I'm really thinking about it to where it's like something just don't register with the next person. Like if they have like a messed up persona, or if they have if something's wrong with their character in the least type of way, realists can pick up on it.
And you don't want to fuck with it. Like, I'm good.
You can pick up on it.
No.
And it's just something about that person where it's like, all right, they may be cool, but I'm going. I'm gonna just play it. I'm gonna play the background. I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna chill.
But I hate when people like, okay, let's say you're cool with somebody and I tell you like, listen, E, I don't know, I'm not really feeling this person or whatever the situation is. I'm not really cool with them. Cool. And I tell you that, but this is your man's like, oh, I know him since kindergarten type shit, right? I don't like to tell people more than I have to. Like, if I see it, like, I'm like, I'll sit back and I'll tell you, like, yo, listen, this guy ain't for you, or something's off. And I've done that. And you know, people have come back to me like, yo, Chris, you were right. Like, this person really did some foul shit to me. And I'm like, it's not coming to me saying I don't know exactly what it is all the time, but it's just the person's spirit. Like, it's like something is just off with you. And it's not to say like, I'm just looking for it like, oh, this person's not right. And because there's people you can meet and you're like, yo, you're great. And then they turn out to be some other shit. Like, that happened to me. This girl, we became friends on Facebook. She was mad cool. Like, we ended up living not too far from each other. We used to link up, do laundry. Like, I thought we were cool. I think she liked me. I don't know. I'm not gay. I missed it. It went over my head. And I was in a relationship at the time. And I posted, like, my boyfriend that day. That was the one day I ever posted a guy on my Instagram. And she stopped talking to me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what happened?
But you know
what happened?
Some people will get close to you to study you.
Yeah.
Right? Some people will get close to you to study you, to know your traits, to know your habits, to know your movements, whatever it is.
Scary
right?
times.
So they can counterattack.
Oh my God. Why?
Which is sickening, right?
Yeah.
So they can counterattack because they know at the end of the day, whatever you're passionate about, and they say, okay, cool, I'm gonna slide it, I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna make, whether it's a friendship, relationship, whatever. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna see what's up. Oh, that's what you got going on. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, I'm happy for you. Boom, right? It be the fake smiles and the fake love.
Fake shit. I don't like that.
It be all that to the T. So when you think like, you see how people be believing in their own lies. That's what it'll be. They'll get so deep in character on some into deep shit. They get so deep in character. So they be looking dead in your eye because they done mastered it already. They be lying.
That's dangerous. Those people scare me.
Telling you.
Those people scare me.
I'm happy. Yo, listen, you got this going on. They even throw ideas. Yo, I think you should do this. To make it seem that they with you. But all in all, they're taking. Right? It's a learning lesson. They're taking. Because now, by them gaining your trust, is them weakening you. By them deceiving you at the same time. Right? So only a master narcissist and a master manipulator, maybe they fit in the same category, or maybe they're the same thing. But it all happens.
Takers.
Right? It all happens in the same breath.
Whether
it's a long breath that they're taking, and they're willing to take that risk because it benefits them in the long run. And it's called eliminating the competition by all means. So whatever you do, right? And I had to learn this the hard way. You get close to people, you get closer, you can build relationships, you can do all that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But the same game that they're playing, you have to have it in your mind and have it embedded. That's the same game you need to play. Even though your life is not based on games, we're just dealing with human society. We're dealing with human nature at the end of the day.
I'm learning that shit every day.
Bingo. So
every day.
People are predictable. They say people are unpredictable. Nah, fuck that. People are predictable. You gotta learn to listen. Because they're gonna tell you who they are within the first maybe 15, 20 minutes of talking to them.
That's my problem, though.
And you see the red flags. You see it. Whether it's a friendship or a relationship, you see it. You see the red flags. But you choose to ignore it.
I'm the person that ignores everything because I don't want to.
See the potential.
I don't want to. I will fall in love with potential so fast. Like, oh my God.
Nah.
It's horrible. I know that.
Downfall.
I know that now. I know that now, but I'm saying in general, like that's who I am. Like I'm not looking to see the evil in the world. I had somebody tell me, I think that the world is made of butterflies and candy. And I'm like, it's not that.
We have real live demons walking this earth.
Boy, talk about it.
Real live demons.
I've crossed paths with many of them.
And to be honest, I don't really care if you take offense to this or nothing because I can fight. So at the end of the day, all these little dickhead young niggas that's walking around wearing the shiesties and all that, right? A lot of them is pussy, but a lot of them too is on that dickhead shit. So where they running around, they catching bodies, they
think that's the way of the land. Like there's no guidance out here. There's no guidance. Like you can't even talk to these young.
Listen, Big Mama with the jiggly underarm, she's gone. That's finessing the barbecue wings and the fried chicken at the barbecue and the mac and cheese and the.
You know what it is? I think social media plays a big part in that too because like we were just talking about like moms sending like memes and shit like that. I think everybody's so focused on social media like we're forgetting to live. Like I really feel like that most of the time.
Somebody asked me the other day, "Are you because I went through a huge medical situation, right? And I went through a huge deep depression, right? So somebody asked me the other day, "Are you living or are you just existing?" Right?
A lot of people can't answer that.
I don't know where they got that from.
A lot of people can't answer that.
But I started thinking about it, right? So I was like, well, I do exist.
Everybody exists.
Right? But existing is just existing. Are you living?
That's a different story. A lot of people can't answer that.
And when I thought about it, I said, damn, that was the fire that I need under my ass. Pause. Right? That was the fire that I needed. And I said, yo, I need to start living.
Yeah.
I need to start living. So I made a bucket list. And my bucket list consists of trips that I need to take after the New Year's. I'm falling into this new position. You know what I mean? Which is going to bring in a lot more commerce. You know what I mean? So I have to start doing things that rebuilds my mental instead of just existing.
And you know, I feel like I'm glad that you're a black man because I feel like a lot of black men don't take that into consideration. It's like we know as black women that pay attention, we know what you're going through out there, and it's like we don't know, but like we can see. We're not blind. I'm not saying we know, like, oh my God, I could walk a mile in your shoes. Not that type of we know, but we see that there's things that you guys deal with that we will never deal with, and there's like on a consistent basis, but. There are women like myself that do want to help. We do check in, and not a lot of women check in. It's like, oh, this nigga just got an attitude today, and I'm not talking to him. Like, there's those situations, and it's different things. Like,
I definitely feel like that's a totally different topic.
Yeah, we could touch on that too.
Oh, you got a topic like that?
Look,
Okay. What we talking about?
Since we here, I want to talk about black men in therapy because there's a lot. There is a lot of black men that don't believe in it still. It's like, I don't need nobody in my business, and I know black women like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have family members that I told, like, listen, you need to go to therapy. Like, something's not right. I don't feel like you're okay. Like, you're always snapping. There's always something wrong. You're just move. Like, move from me.
So,
and people don't want to be told to go to therapy because they instantly think, oh, you think I'm crazy. And it's like, no, I just want you to get the help that we can't give to you in your circle, your family, your friends. That's what I feel like therapy is.
That's not being interpreted. That's not being interpreted, though. So what's being interpreted is that when another, like my peer tells me, oh, you need therapy, and not saying that it can't be true because I'm in therapy now, you know what I mean? But not saying that it can't be true, but just, it's more so of a image thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, right? It's more of an image thing to where it's like, oh, you telling me to go to therapy? It's coming from you? So now, like,
you start running down the list like,
yeah,
what you
like,
did.
Right. And maybe, you
like,
start sounding crazy, or it be all those type of different weirdo thoughts. But really, all in all, for people that's telling you that maybe you need to go to therapy, it's not always indicating that you're crazy. It's indicating that maybe the advice that you're seeking may not come from a friend,
or your
family. It may not come from a family member, correct? Right? It may not come from a stranger. Well, that's what the therapist is a stranger, but a professional stranger.
A professional, yeah.
Right? So at the end of the day, when you start realizing that you can have these conversations without any type of judgment. What's the word? Any type of judgment, right? Any type of judgment, you become a little bit more
open.
That part, right? That's sort of like with me, right? So like I'm into the music. I like to rap. I like to spit. I like poetry. I like storyline, right? So when I go into the studio and I'm behind that mic, I get to tell whatever it is that I want to say. I get to say whatever it is that I want to say without any type of negative feedback, without any type of judgment. It's just me, right? The only difference is a therapist will give you the feedback. A mic is just going to listen to you as you tell your story.
That's true.
So therapy, especially for black people, is really needed. It's really needed.
People don't want to hear that though. That's the sad part. It's like you have to, there's certain things that you really have to be willing to open your mind to, and that's something that a lot of people don't. Like, I always wanted to go to therapy, never did, because I was like, Again, that stigma, like, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. It took my cousin committing suicide for me to go to therapy. That was the year I went to therapy. I haven't gone back. It's like
stories like that.
And it's like, why did it take something so drastic when I know? Because you know what it is? Everybody feels like they know what their problem is.
And that's bullshit.
And you don't. Like, you think you do. But then, like, let's say with relationships, I've had people tell me the same thing consistently. Like, you want perfection, you want this, you want that. And it's like, I have to spend time with myself to really think about what I really want, because that is an issue of mine where I'll compare things like, oh, damn, my ex used to do this, but this new guy does this. And it's like you start comparing and contrast, and it's like, and then you end up by yourself. That's what keeps happening to me, because I'm like, I don't like this one thing, or I don't like that. And it's like, like, I have a constant battle in my own head. And I feel like I do need therapy again, because I need to understand, like, everybody's not living in my head. Like, that is honestly my biggest flaw, I guess, in relationships, because it's like, and I don't talk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a talker. Like, I'll talk on my show. I'll talk to you. Like, I'll talk, but relationships, I don't talk. Like, it's just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm more of the walk away. Like, I'm gonna walk away.
So being that was said, right? Now, that I don't know if you have this as a topic or not, but being that this that was said, do you think that men are supposed to be mind readers going into like the relationship format?
Absolutely not. But yes. Look, absolutely
Now,
not.
that's the crazy part. Now, this is where it's about to get sticky at. Because this is a man,
I
this
just
is
told
a woman,
you
right?
I was disgusting. I know that about myself.
This is where it's about to get sticky, right?
Go ahead, break it
Because
down.
as women, how many times have you cried just this year alone and didn't know why you was crying?
I can't even count. Like, it's disgusting.
But did you know why you was crying? No.
Some of the times.
No.
Not
I'm
all
talking
the
about the
time.
times that you didn't know that you was crying.
Nah, I would just like,
Nah, right?
yeah, I would just be like, damn.
You know who don't have those problems?
Why am I sad?
Men.
I
We
don't
don't
cry.
have those problems because if we cry, we know what it's for.
Oh.
Right? We know what it's for.
I mean, most of the
So-
time I knew, but
No. We're
sometimes I
not
just
talking
get
about most of the time where you knew it was for.
Sometimes
Like,
I get
oh,
emotional.
I'm late to work, or oh,
not I'm
they
late.
took out this payment, or oh, this nigga ain't called me back, or oh, no, we're not talking about that, right? Because that's the times that you do know. We're talking about the times that you don't know why you're emotionally unstable.
I got told that a couple of times. That's fucked
Right?
up.
But did
That's
you
not
know-
right though.
You
It's
didn't know
not
why,
true.
You didn't know why you was having these emotional
Nah, I
outbursts,
definitely had
right?
this argument with somebody before, and he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm just, I definitely broke down and cried,
Okay.
and I'm
So
like,
now-
"I don't
hold
know."
on, hold on, right?
I
Without
don't know.
any further ado, right? Without any further ado,
I'm not proud in this moment.
right?
Go ahead.
Without any further ado, if you don't know what's going on with you,
How the fuck you gonna know?
bingo.
I don't know, figure it
How
out.
are we gonna know?
Because
Figure
this
it
is
out,
what
right?
y'all
You see,
do. This is what men are
Figure it
here
out.
for. Listen,
No.
I told you this. We had this conversation earlier. This is what men are here for.
No,
Y'all
we're
here to
not here for that.
protect,
No, we're not
provide,
here for that.
and be mind readers. That's- I'm
If
kidding.
you-
I'm kidding.
If
I
we
don't
were
believe
mind
that.
readers,
Nah,
we'll be rich by now.
Yo, facts.
Because we'll be know what the bank tellers
That's a whole
thinking. We'll
fact.
have the codes to get into these safety deposit boxes.
Yo,
we'll have all that.
imagine.
Okay?
Imagine. Damn,
We'll
that
have
would
all
be
that.
a beautiful life.
We'll have Einstein's knowledge. We'll know how to do the things, do the same things that scientists does and all that. You get what I'm saying? To make all these things happen in the lab, to come up with different cures and all that. We have all that. That's not the reality. The reality is
I just told you I don't live in reality half of the time. I live in my own head and it's disgusting. I'm not
now
proud.
we move on to the
Again-
next topic.
again,
Because
I'm
at the
not
end of the
proud.
day, women live in reality in their head, which is actually a forced reality to men because we don't know what the fuck is happening. That's it.
Damn. These are all my side conversations.
See what I'm saying? I can't make this up. I can't make it up.
Into life. Yeah. I've had these conversations a couple of times, and again, I'm not proud. But it's true though. Like, okay, in relationships, let's start there. Friendships is like, I just wish that relationships and friendships were one. Like, the
They
way
can
I
be.
could,
They
it can
can
be, but not really. Because honestly, I feel like you should always keep your friendship separate. Like, listen to why I say this. Listen to why I say this though. Like, okay, let's say we're dating and I'm pissing you off. You're not gonna come tell me like, yo, you pissing me off. Sometimes you want to hit your man's like, yo, this bitch is acting crazy or whatever. That's why I say keep it separate. Like, that's just to like blow off steam and just get it out at the time. And then you could come talk to me later like, all right, listen, this is where you pissed me off. This is where you had me fucked up. That's what I mean. I mean, you can still have the conversation, but I'm talking about the initial like anger, like
I feel like this is where I'm gonna rock at. This is, go ahead.
the initial conversation. But carry on. Go ahead.
Okay. So we
Your
do
rebuttal.
have those relationships, right? We do have the friendship in the romantic part of the relationship, right? The friendship part is where we come to you and you say, yo, you've been bugging out all day. What's going on? What's happening? We come to you in a calm format. Even though you wilding. Nah, fuck that. I feel like you wasn't listening to me. Da-da-da-da. All this other stuff. You wigging, right?
Yeah.
And we still keeping our composure
Guilty.
as the part of your friend, as the part of the relationship as your friend is saying, okay, because we're ingesting all of that, we're digesting all of that at the same time. We're like, this shit is getting on my nerves. But you know what? here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna still keep it calm, and I'm gonna say, hey, all right, cool. You don't need to go that route. Just explain to me what's happening, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the part that we explain it to our friends outside of our relationships is like, yo, I ain't going front. This bitch want me. She almost made me punch a hole through the fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? Cause she bugging my nigga like, yo, look, yo, you drinking tonight? Yo, let's crack that bottle. Then we double back around and come to you and say, yo, listen, I'm gonna just meet up with Trav, or I'm gonna meet up with so and so, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to the bar, have a couple of drinks. That's not how we explain it to them, though. Because then you already in the motion.
But that's what I just said, though. That's exactly what I said. You need that friend. I said I wish it could all be the same, but it can't.
It is all the same.
It can't ever be the same.
Yes.
Nah.
Y'all comment after this video is done. Y'all comment in the video and y'all explain or y'all disagree or agree whether if it's a friendship can be implemented into a relationship or not, right? Now,
I just said it's just not gonna be the same as a friendship.
It's never gonna be the same.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I said I wish it could be like that open communication where you tell me like, yo, you really made me want to punch the wall. Like that type of situation.
Maybe I'm jumping
but maybe
the gun.
you shouldn't say that. Don't say that because then I'm gonna think you want to punch me in the face.
But maybe
so
no. But maybe I'm jumping the gun because maybe it could be implemented that way depending on how you take it. Because certain like you can tell me, right, if I'm being a douchebag, right, and I say I'm just having one of them days like I don't feel like being bothered or whatever, and depending on how you deal with me, how you bringing that peace to me, I can calm down, right? They say only the right woman can tame a lion, right? So if I'm wilding, if I'm bugging out or whatever, and depending on what's being said to me by whomever I'm with, I can be tamed.
That makes sense.
Right? So whether you say something in a humorous way, however our relationship is established, right? You can say something in a funny way, humorous. I feel like you're never supposed to fight fire with fire. So if you say something against my aggression already, that's only going to fuel me. So now my mind now is going to elevate. What the fuck you think she talking to me? That's how that goes. Nine times out of 10. Am I right or am I wrong, right? That's how that goes.
That's why I'm the walk away type, because I know once I actually get warm, because you know I'm always cold. Once I get warm, my face gets hot, I gotta walk away, because then I might start swinging or something. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not responsible.
Like I might start swinging.
I have never hit a man. Let's start there. I've never hit a man, but in my mind, that's where it goes. Like, I go all the way, like, I jump all the way out the window. Like, you know what? Before I punch this man in the face, and he punches me in the face, I'd rather walk away. And there's some people that don't like that because they look at it like, oh, this bitch don't care. Like, she don't. And I've had that happen where I'm just like, give me some days or at least some hours where I could get my thoughts together, because I'm that type of person where I need to gather my own. Again, I'm in my own head. I need to gather, take it all in, and sometimes everybody's not like that. Some people want to talk about it right then and there, and I get jammed up because I'm like, wait, hold on. He just told me that, and now I'm having a conversation in my head. We having a conversation in real time. Is too much. I'm like, okay, again. I need therapy. I need to go to therapy.
Black people seeking therapy.
I need to go to therapy. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it.
It's it's gonna come. With great things is gonna come.
Slowly but
you know what I mean? So
slowly but surely.
But I do feel like a lot of relationships now has to be, it has to be built on a stronger foundation. Other than, the whole bring it to the table thing.
Oh my
that
God.
Took me for a loop.
So sick of that conversation.
What brings it to the
Yo, honestly, I never know the answer. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Dinner or movie? I don't know women, I guess, is it like femininity? Is it like children. I don't know what the answers are. Like,
All right,
I don't
so
know.
there's
so what
all
is
right.
the answer?
Again.
What answer would you look for?
Again, it's just finding your person.
And that's
It's finding your
where
person, because
I'm just like,
you have a lot of people get into relationships, right? That's already they're coming into relationships with hoping that the other person can fix them, right? So with that being said, it's more like more so with women being more masculine nowadays more than men, right? And men are more prone in nowadays in looking for a more family-based setting, right, as opposed to before. And that comes with age. It comes with growth, right? You still have your bozos and shit out there that want to run through women and do all types of crazy stuff, whatever. You know, and now it's not the time. We got all types of different diseases and going on and stuff like that. So we're not dealing with that, right? Right. So I feel like more so with women, and going off of my own experience, right? I'm not going to speak for every situation, but going off of my experience, I feel like, you know, women who come into relationships, they look for a lot of women look for their fathers in the men that they're dating, or they look for father figures in the men that they're dating, because it might be something that they lack, right? Which is why, you know, a lot of people would say a broken household is something extremely wrong for the child because of the upbringing, right? Because it can be taken either two ways. Either be taken as the child has a mind of their own and they're going to do the right thing, and, you know, try to give somebody what they didn't have, or they can lack that, right? And they can take it extremely left, which would be about 80% of the downfalls of relationships, right? So when women come into relationships, they already have these friends that's already set up to already be their outside influences, to be in the ear, because they already have this thing in common to where, all right, this is my friend because we click. She came from a broken household, right? She came from a broken household. She don't trust men. She don't do this. She don't do that. We are the same. So you learn to trust that. When you learn to trust that, you go against the grain of a man, because a man is, especially if a man that wants to do right by you and wants to instill something in you that's only going to be positive in the long run, which can build a family, which can build success, which can do all of these things positively, etc., right? You sabotage that because of one little disagreement. And so you internalize everything and you think about it as, nah, this ain't the person for me. Right?
Guilty again. Guilty.
Forgetting the fact that, you know, men are not mind readers. Men are not mind readers. You know, and they say by nature, women are more mentally intelligent than men by nature. And I believe that to a science because of how women operate, right? Everything is planned, pre-planned.
Yeah.
Right? So y'all know, like, that's why y'all more career oriented than you know, most men. The percentage is more higher in women getting more career oriented than men because of y'all priorities, because y'all think further than we do, right? If there was more women with the mindset of putting their strength, their mental strength, into furthering their relationships as if they do their careers.
I'm only laughing.
I'm preaching.
Because I got told this before. He was,
you know what I'm saying?
I got told this. He said
He
said you could listen to your boss, but you can't listen to me.
That part.
And I was like,
that part, right? So you come home, you come home because you got to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
So you're not going to say, even if your boss pisses you off, you're going to tell him, you fucking dickhead. You know, at the end, snap of a finger, you out of here. You curved. Your paycheck is no more. But you could come home to me and you could tell me, you fucking dickhead.
All type of disrespectful
all
shit.
that, right? And even though I'm not your boss, I'm your king.
Supposed to be. It's not
Right?
like that
I'm your
anymore.
king. Because now women look at options. They're doing what men was doing back then. Women are doing now what men was doing back then.
It's true.
You have options, right? So you get into a relationship, it's not a strictly platonic relationship no more. Because you're coming into that relationship with knowing you have options. So you can't say that you genuinely love somebody when you have options. Because in your mind, if this don't work out, I'm gonna hit up Tony. I'm gonna hit up Trevor. Right? I'm gonna hit up Michael. I'm gonna hit up Antonio. You can't say that you love somebody when you have that. And relationships are built off hard times. So meaning at your lowest, because a relationship is building you for marriage. So even at your hard times, right? Even at your lowest times in a relationship, you could be struggling, you could be going through disagreements left and right, all the way up into infidelity, right? Which I don't agree with. I don't agree with infidelity, but you can even go through that. If it's real solid love,
you get past it.
You get past anything. Women in these days, in modern times,
Yes.
right, will only go as far as how much your pocket weighs. Because you can't bring static to the table and have empty pockets. Well, that's gonna make it easier for the woman to leave and to stay gone. But if she know you got the bag and you did some fuck shit, she'll stay around for a little bit longer.
I can look the other way.
You can look the other way. You can stay around for a little bit longer.
Like, you know what? Was it that bad? Was it really?
You'll make excuses, your justifications.
We're disgusting.
So fellas, keep the bag. Keep the bag.
Again, I'm not proud.
Right?
I'm not proud.
It doesn't mean because you got the bag, you can go out there and do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, keep the bag.
Very important.
And if you don't have the bag, go get it. Go get it. And if I say this, right? You and your partner split, and you get the bag while y'all on separate adventures and all that or whatever. I always said this too. If a person is not willing to fight for you, to fight for your love and all that, and I say this now as a man speaking, if they're not willing to fight for you and you got the bag, they don't get to seeing you twice. Okay? Fool for they don't get to seeing you twice. You can fuck with them the long way, cool. But don't let them get up in here. Because they already did it once. Don't let them do it thrice.
But nobody should give somebody the same person twice. Because if I was giving you my all in the beginning and then you do some fuck shit, it doesn't have to be cheating all the time, but you just did some foul shit. That my thing with situations like that is things that hurt me is doing something that I would never do to you. Like that's things that hurt me. If we have an agreement, like, all right, this is what we're doing. Like, let's say we're building and I'm here busting my ass. Like, all right, I'm about to do 2 doubles this week. I'm gonna do 3 next week, and I'm busting my ass. And I come home and my man is like, yeah, I ain't even go to work today. I ain't feel like it. Like, shit like that is where women are mentally. It's like, yo, I'm out here busting my ass because I have these goals set, and sometimes it's not just for me, it's for us. And if I'm here busting my ass, and that's when men started thinking like, oh, y'all put your jobs first, and it's like, no, I'm setting myself up in case I don't get a man, because that's where we are right now. How many times have I spoke to you about marriage? Like, I'm like, yo, it's like, that shit is like a distant dream now. It's it doesn't exist. This so actually, it's not... Hold on, let me finish. I'm on a rant right now. I'm sorry, but it's not. I know men look at us like, oh, well, you working like a nigga, or you working like a man, or whatever the situation is, and it's like, I need to be prepared in case it's just me, in case it's me and my kids, or whatever the situation is. I need to be prepared because men aren't sticking around either anymore, really. Like, because it's always gonna be something. Like, say somebody's always gonna do more work than the next person. That's what it is now. Back in the days, it used to be, we gonna work on this together. We're gonna do this together. Now it's like, I'm here doing all the work. This nigga sitting around.
Which
or
is
I'm
bullshit.
here, or I'm here doing all the work, and this bitch just don't care. She got all these options, whatever the situation is. And that's really where we are. And it's just, I feel like it's sad. It's like a sad
It really is. Like
situation that we're in.
the time took a total U-turn. It took a total U-turn. And I genuinely feel like, you know, if two people are actually in sync with one another, it should be 50-50. 50-50, especially emotionally wise. And at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what any man say, whether he got the bag or not. Oh, a woman shouldn't pay for this, a woman shouldn't pay for that. Fuck all that. Because if I don't have it, right, how are we gonna keep this ship afloat? We're the two leaders of this ship, And especially if we have children, right? So if the captain is down and you're the co-captain,
You gotta step
right,
up.
you have to step up.
You gotta step up.
If we're flying and you're my co-pilot, and I decide to say, yo, you know what? Let me go catch a nap real quick because we got a 24-hour flight, you know, to Japan or whatever the case may be, and I need you to take over. You just want to say, no, well, you're the captain. I'm just going to follow your lead. No, you're the co-captain. You're the CO, right? You're right beside me. Yeah, I'm leading. By prime example, I'm leading, but at the end of the day, you're there for a reason too. Just in case if I fall short.
And I think that's where it's warped. Where a lot of shit went warped.
But what are you bringing to the table?
Again, I still can't answer that.
You see what I'm saying?
I can't answer that.
What are you bringing to the
because
table?
I don't know where.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, and a woman, I heard a woman say the other day, right? She got asked a question. If a man decided to date you, how much does he have to make? Right? This woman said $1,000, right? So he said, okay, $1,000 weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, what? The woman said $1,000 a day.
Who's making that?
Now, in a month, that's $30,000. You think if I'm making
making
$30,000, I'm gonna invest my time in you? Cat, I'm not investing my time in you. If I'm making $30,000 and I see that that's what you require a day, you're out of here. I'm gonna body you and get to the next. I'm going. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you have those type of women in the world. Now.
And they stand on it.
And they stand
on it. Like,
now,
you gotta pay to play it, but they.
You gotta pay to play. But now, if you're
It's
making,
the niggas that make that
if you're
do it.
making $1,000 a week, that's good. Don't let anybody tell you, fellas, that making $1,000 a week is not good. Don't let them tell you that. I don't give a fuck if you're a janitor, if you take 2 or 3 janitor jobs, right? You're making $100,000 a year. A year. You know what type of, that's a different tax bracket as a fucking janitor. So if you got a higher position or something, don't let nobody tell you anything about how you can fuck with them. Nah, we're not going for that. If I'm coming to that, and that's what I'm coming to the table with. I'm coming to the table with, yo, look, I got a career, I got a job.
But that's what I'm saying. This, like, I feel like social media plays such a big part, and a lot of people stopped thinking for themselves a long time ago. And that's really where we are. And it's like some of the things that people
we from the house phone era. We from the house phone era. Like,
I'm like, is this the younger kids? Like, I don't know.
I'll call you after 7 or I'll call you after 8.
I think 9.
Oh, after 9. I'll call you after 9 with my minutes clicking, with my free minutes clicking. We from that era. So all this that's happening now, my first job, I was making, I think, like $9 an hour, $10 an hour.
I was making $7.25. $7.15, sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
$7.15. I came a long way. $7.15.
You're doing exceptionally well.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, you coming into relationships and women already have these requirements. Why? Because they gotta leave the relationships with something. I had a woman tell me too. Yeah, I fuck with a nigga. Whatever. But I gotta get something out of it. Whether it's take a trip, whether it's he spend some money on me, whatever. So yeah, he can get the pussy, whatever. But
so you're selling yourself, like, and that's what. Yo, I had a conversation with one of my bosses about that, and I'm like, he was like, "Oh, would you mess with somebody at the job?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." He was like, even if they're like a superintendent, you know, they make 100. Like, he's like selling these niggas, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." He was like, "Not everybody has a price," and I was like, "Yo, honestly, I feel like if I ever have to sell my vagina, then it's not worth anything." Mm-hmm. And he just looked at me like, "Oh, you weird." Like I was weird, and I'm like, "That's sad." That
who told you this?
This is one of my supervisors. Like, we had this conversation.
See, you already telling me. You already know what's going on.
Yeah,
you already know why I'm going.
Yo, I've had people in my job tell me, "Yo, you know, if you mess with this nigga, he'll pay your rent and shit." Oh, disgusting nigga. Like, why would I ever? Like, first of all, my vagina has priorities. Like, it has priorities, and what's the word? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but whatever it is, no thank you. Like, I'm ew. Like, it just feels dirty to me. Like, I'd rather have sex for free and for fun before I say, "Oh, look, real shit." This is real shit. Like, sorry, ma. Like, but real shit. Like, I don't. If I feel like you just threw some money on the counter, like that $40 shit that was like going on for years. I was so disgusted. I'm like, I can't imagine me having sex with you and then, "Oh, yo, here go $40 and a backwood and a Henny." Like, excuse me?
You had these women, let me tell you something, you had these women that would do it for far less.
I guess am I the far less? Because I'd rather do it for free. I don't know anymore.
I'm saying as far as how lost we have gotten in times. Mm-hmm. You have women that would do it for far less. Like, you have women that would do it for fucking Lucy. Yo, I need to smoke. I need to get a cigarette. Help me get a cigarette, or help me get a beer, or help me get some liquor. And it needs to be women. To be honest with you, and the crazy part is that we have gotten so lost within society as a people.
I don't like that.
You would see,
I said, I don't like that for us, but go ahead.
Yeah, right. You would see people who you ever seen like people with years of abuse of their body, like substance abuse, and they look terrible. Mm-hmm. You ever seen a person that's just freshly starting to abuse themselves? You ever seen that?
I don't know. If I did, I'd never really paid them.
Bingo, right? I guess. Now, I would tell you, you have people like that that's freshly introduced to these substances, and it takes complete control. And it takes control while they still look good. They still got their vanity. They still have everything, right? You see them weeks down the line, maybe 2-3 weeks. Complete difference. Hygiene difference as well, right? So this is why we have to. It's important within our community, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen within other communities, because it does. But strongly within our community, there's a few things we have to work on: relationships, therapy, and substance abuse. Mm-hmm. We see this thing 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter what borough you go to. It could be Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island. Well, you hardly see that. Nobody really goes to Staten Island. Staten Island, you go to the trenches in Staten Island, you'll see it. Definitely Manhattan. You see it all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's within our community. If as long as we're able to finesse certain things within our community, a lot of things will flow much smoother. Where we have a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger within the black community. And if you notice, don't shoot the messenger, if you notice, there's a lot of black men that's marrying outside of their race. Did you notice that?
I noticed it. But I noticed that the trend is the black women are picking up that same trait as well. And I see it a lot now, and it's like, this is really a thing. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Love who you love.
I'm not. I don't have no hate. No hate for biracial couples.
But it
None.
It is, and it's like
none. But
okay.
should that be the way that it should be? No bueno. They say no bueno. No bueno.
I couldn't imagine my bloodline not being black. Like, I don't know.
I
don't know how else to say
it. You Jamaican and Guyanese or Jamaican and Trini.
I'm straight
right?
Guyanese.
But you married, but that's your descendants, right?
Yeah.
But you fall in love. You fall in love with a Filipino. Because you don't went through all these hardships.
Disappointing the ancestors.
With a black man.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
Or you went through all these hardships with a black woman. You understand?
Yeah.
So now it's like,
I get it. I get it
can't do
though.
that. You got niggas taking trips. Like how hard have times gotten where you got niggas taking trips to DR in Colombia and bringing back and
Purchase their wives, Lord.
and purchasing their wives and coming back being happy because they submissive.
Yeah. We could talk about that real quick.
What?
We are probably
What's
the
nasty out here?
least submissive of the, I guess, women as a whole. But it's not on purpose. It's not, honestly.
Hold on, before you jump in that, I hope we got enough time to talk about the sideline jumpies thinking that they're important, because that's another issue too. I think a lot of y'all be thinking y'all important, and y'all be having resumes beyond. Y'all be having crazy resumes, thinking that y'all can finesse the people that don't know about y'all resumes.
I'm not getting involved in that. I don't finesse. I don't condone finessing and the treaching of the treaching. I don't even know exactly what that is. Is that a slide? Is that like the new slides?
That's a slide. Is that a slide?
Pops? Is pop still a thing?
Nigga,
I don't even know. Like,
what you call it? Nigga, that's a roller coaster. Ain't no slide. That's a
Pops on blast. Like, remember that era? We lived through some shit. We really lived through some shit. Like,
we don't went through Pops. We don't went through Dot Pockets. You know what I'm saying? We don't went through Jumpies. We don't went through Headhunters. We don't went through Ducks.
Wait, I never heard that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next episode. I suppose if I'm back to that. You know what I'm saying? We don't went through turtlenecks.
I got so many.
What the fuck? Come on, man. So many different lingos,
Yeah. This is why I don't like Brooklyn people. I'm just gonna end it on that because y'all always have.
We different.
There's always lingo that has nothing to do with nothing, but it has everything to do with everything, and it's annoying. I don't have time.
But once we spit, once we start spitting politics, it all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Bingo. That's it.
Y'all entertain
we
me.
just got a unique way of saying shit.
Keep a Brooklyn hitter to the left of me because y'all entertain my soul. I cannot. But let's wrap this up. we made it to our hour.
Man.
Eric, thank you for coming on to the Unfiltered Truth. Tell these nice folks.
I had a lot of fun.
Tell these nice folks where to find you: Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Apple Music, wherever, man.
You know, IG, you can find me just E-Rock. You know what I mean? I got 2 different pages with the same name, so it's hard to not find me. SoundCloud, I believe it's just the same, just E-Rock88, I believe. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been on that. Twitter is just E-Rock88. YouTube, same thing, just E-Rock. You know what I mean? Just E-Rock Fella. Because I ain't gonna lie, Rockefeller was my thing back in the day, so that's why I got that's why I got this. I tried to change the name. They
weren't allowing it.
They wouldn't allow me to change it.
So
So just Rockefeller if you're looking for the videos and stuff like that. New content. Right now, I'm coming up with new content and stuff like that or whatever. But right now, you know, I don't really like what's going on in the music community, in the music world, to be honest with you. So I'm looking for a different approach. I'm learning how to deal with these modern day crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Once again, listen, I don't care about no smoke. You feel me? Like I'm with all that shit. You feel me? But I'd rather not be. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not be. So I'd rather just peace and love. Yeah, it's peace and love at the end of the day. I'm non-confrontational, right? That's what we non-confrontational. So, but yeah, you know, like I said, I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say within my content and stuff like that. Most, you know, more than I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm here on the Unfiltered Truth. I'm proud. I've been sipping a little bit, so sorry if I'm you know, all over the place. But I'm proud of this woman right here. You know what I mean? Chrissy Live. Yeah, no need to don't get sentimental, woman.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you know I'm emotional.
Okay, this one here, right? But I'm proud. You know, I hope you guys tune in. I hope you get feedback. I hope this was as fun for you as it was for us.
I had a
this
blast.
This was mad fun. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is
Free
mad
therapy. I didn't have to go.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So yes, it is.
Man.
And we got to share a lot of our personal thoughts with you. You know, hopefully you can share that with us, your personal thoughts. Yeah. Anything you want to say going out?
Nah, you touched on everything. You closed out the show. Thank you for that, because I ran out of things to say. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of The Unfiltered Truth featuring E-Rock.
Peace.